So we'll open it up to questions now, and I'll step back if you've got any questions for the students.
Are you wearing the Inspire medal? Is that what you're wearing?
Yes.
And is there some significance with 3550?
Basically, when teams are registered, they get a number, so that's all.
That's
not how many Skittles you ate.
Yeah. But I think you really adhere to the motto, work hard, play hard, right? When I first came across the team, they actually presented at one of our STEM Advisory Council meetings, and actually President Allen and I got to compete with the robots, two of the teams that were there. So it was really a lot of fun to watch them, and that's where I found out that, you know, the amount of work that goes into this, the documentation, they have to raise money, they have to work together, they have to figure it out, problem solving, but then make their case to their community about, well, let's raise funds to be successful too. So I think little entrepreneurs in the making. So
how much money did you have to raise to go to the competitions?
For our world's budget, I know we had to raise $6,800, something like that, and that's just for the world competition, not including the rest of the season. To give you an idea, this robot, if you wanted to recreate all of that without recycling any parts, it would cost between $2,000 and $3,000, whereas this one would cost like $200.
I can't help but wonder, you're all obviously headed for top flight colleges. What are our chances of keeping you in Iowa?
Okay, now tell them what I ask you every time I meet with you guys.
Yeah, whenever we meet with her, she always says, stay down.
Closing remarks every time, right?
Today you talked about,
But, yeah.
the Lieutenant Governor and others are talking about how to get more people involved in STEM. So you obviously all get it and all understand it, but how do you think, what should we do as a state to broaden this so that more students want to go into these professions later?
I think one of the biggest things with getting students involved is just letting them know these programs are out there. For instance, when we were starting teams at Valley, all we had to do was say, we want to start new teams, and we started 3 in a year. So I think as long as the programs are available, and you let students know that they're out there, I think students will come.
So is it cooler to be a geek now?
I
Has that changed from when you were younger?
I think it has changed. It's become, I think the whole push with STEM has made being interested in those fields more popular, I guess you would say.
And what's your name and how do you spell it?
My name is Daniel Miller, DanielMiller. Yes.
The school, you guys all go to Valley, is it?
Yes, we're all juniors at Valley.
And will you actually stay in Iowa? I mean,
That's pretty far ahead, but.
And I'd like to hear one of the young women talk about getting more girls in.
Well, I think it all depends on interest. When I was younger, I was really interested in engineering, but as I got older, I didn't really see any opportunities for that for young women, so I just didn't really pursue anything. And then last year, I heard that there's this team, and I just kind of thought, why not? And so here I am today, and I think one of the things is you can't really like try to get girls into it. I think you should play hard to get.
Expose them to it, right?
For lack of a better term. If you try to like feminize it, I think that kind of makes us want to pursue it less, because I think we have something to prove as women, and we have throughout history. And I think that so long as we see something that women haven't really tackled yet, we're going to go after it and chase it, because we're always pushing for equality. What's your name? Annie Howard, ANNIEHOWARD.
Do your friends come to you? I mean, everybody's into tech nowadays, our generation. Do your friends use you as a resource to say, hey, help me out with this? Or does that help? Does that help increase the cool factor for people? Can you talk about that and then?
Well, I don't know if that's really happened for me, but you guys, anybody else protect that?
I guess so. I mean, really, we're taking so many skills away from the program that we can apply it to so many areas. So, like, no matter what we're doing in school, I'm always using the skills from FTC. So just simple things like public speaking, which is on display right now, and in a robotics program. So in a way, the school and our peers will see the effects of FTC in a way that they wouldn't necessarily expect, which would
And
be.
time management, I mean, you guys put
Exactly.
in a tremendous amount of hours, right?
Can you talk about how some of the skills you learned here that help you in other areas of your school or social life?
Well, I know for 3 of us, we received internships, which was crazy because you're taking something that's just an experience and turning it into an actual corporate level position. Sid and I, where's Sid?
Right.
Oh, Sid's right there. Sid and I work at a local web design company, and we actually, we had no idea how to do it, but just because we had tackled so many problems in the First Tech Challenge, we knew we could pull it off. So we actually learned how to create websites while we were interning there, and now we're actually working there, coding websites, splicing websites from design.
Getting paid.
Yes.
What kind of robot would you guys like to build? What would you like to make it do? Is there like a dream project for you guys?
I think for myself personally, I would like to make one either that can fly or can jump.
Wow.
Gotta get airbound.
Okay, I wanted to talk really quick too about the opportunities. They talked about the internships, but I think that's really a component of STEM that we really, I mean, it wasn't the main focus, but what's really happening across the state, and that's bringing business and industry and educators together and really working together. They need each other, and that has been a win-win of this initiative, and it really is through internships and mentor opportunities and externships for teachers. So it really is building that connection, I think, through education and business and industry, and I think it's a really positive thing for the state of Iowa.
Last thing, are you guys jealous of kids out in California or Silicon Valley, or is everything happening right here in Mountain View here?
Believe it or not, Iowa is at the forefront of STEM education, especially in the First Tech Challenge. We, like Daniel mentioned before, we have the highest number of FTC teams, highest concentration of FTC teams per affiliate partner in Iowa. Our numbers doubled last year. Yep. The number of teams doubled last year, and we're becoming more and more impactful at the World Championships.
So you think kids in California may be jealous of you?
They're jealous of Iowa. Yeah.
What's your mission?
Well, I think first and foremost, the mission of any FTC team is to promote the word of first and to promote STEM education while promoting person-to-person relations and that sort of thing. And our mission is to create a sustainable FTC program in our school district so that after we leave and graduate and whatnot, we don't have to see the FTC program die out in our school district just because we left.
The sign of a good leader. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.